Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel today, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, the title of my show is History Has Been Made. What history is this? We are going to look at what does that mean. We're going to talk about the latest dip, why that happened, and what could happen next. And am I buying this dip or am I going to wait a little longer, and why? We're going to look at the charts and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, of course, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and to respond. So first of all, we're going to look at the reason of the dip, and it was Moody's downgrading the credit rating of the US, and that caused a little bit of sell-off in the stock market. They made the announcement at 4:40 p.m., 10 minutes after the stock market had closed, and so I put Moody's on Friday after hours, just dropping a grenade on the market. Now, the crypto market had already been retracing about 6 days earlier than that, and I'd already identified that, and I'd been sharing that in the Discord and some of my live trading sessions and also in my trading signals. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the history that has been made. That Bitcoin has now spent an entire week above 100,000 for the first time ever. And so that is overall bullish for Bitcoin and the crypto market, and bullish on a larger time frame, even though on the medium time frame we are experiencing a little bit of a pullback there. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart and see what's happening here, and see how I might be looking at playing this. So first of all, we see a bull flag on the daily time frame. That's bullish. Now, bull flags have about a 66% chance of breaking up to the upside. And I've shared this, that the technical target for this bull flag is 113,000 if it plays out. Now, there is about a 33% chance, about a third of the time, they do not play out and it breaks down to the downside. But until then, you can see that it's trading within the weekly low, and the weekly low so far is around 100K, and the weekly high is around 105. So we've been trading between this 100 and 105K channel. However, the altcoin market has been experiencing a drop because Bitcoin dominance has begun to peak again. And we'll just quickly take a look at Bitcoin dominance. There you go. Hit the Tribal Trades trend line, one line to rule them all, and has absolutely smashed back up to the 50-day moving average. It would be a little bit of a concern for me if we did break above there. I'd like to see a rejection to create a lower high and then come down to here and create a lower low. That's scenario number one, and then we will see altcoins then begin to move again. However, if we break through here, now of course we could still create a lower high anywhere below this peak here, which was about 65% or just over 65%, and then come back down and of course make a lower low. But the danger would be that we could create a lower high and then go on and a higher low and then create a higher high. So we just need to be careful here. And of course the momentum indicator for Bitcoin dominance has flipped to the upside on the daily time frame, but on the weekly time frame it is pivoting down. So I do think we can still see alts run a little bit. I also wanted to have a look at the USDT dominance while here, and you can see there it is there, and you can see back up it comes. And so that means people are taking profits and they are pivoting back into cash to be ready to buy any dip. So again, the momentum on the daily time frame is bearish for Bitcoin and altcoins because people are going back into cash. But if we look in the weekly time frame, it is bearish, although we have come down the bottom there. But you can spend some amount of time there. Last time we were down there, it was about 2 months. We stayed down and low, and we have pivoted. So on the momentum indicator, it's still bullish for Bitcoin. on the weekly time frame as well. And if we actually go back to the Bitcoin chart there and have a look at it on the weekly time frame, you can actually see we've had the MACD cross on the weekly time frame. We've just printed our second green bar there, and that is bullish. We're up the top here, so technically we are oversold, but you can actually stay oversold for quite some time, about 6 to 8 weeks there. And during that time, when Bitcoin got oversold on the weekly stochastic RSI, it actually went up from about 60 odd thousand all the way up to 108,000 was there. And so I'm not concerned here. This can just be the start of something really, really good. Unless this rolls over and then begins to come down, that would be my signal to exit positions most likely, and then this would be just a little bit of a fake out there, and this would begin to roll over. Let's go back to the daily for Bitcoin, and I'll show you what I see here. And so this is why I exited my daily time frame position. I still have my weekly time frame positions. And you might ask, well, why didn't you exit all positions if you knew the market was going down? Because it's never a sure thing. I'll show you what happens here. So you can see as this daily time frame turns to the downside there, that was the place to exit right there at around 104,000. And now we're back at 102. But of course, that was also the time to exit altcoins. But as you can see now, could turn around and come back. And as to why you need to be very careful, because if this ends up being a false signal and a fake out, and then it keeps going up, you can miss out on some incredible gains. And that's why I always talk about having at least 2 separate portfolios. And I teach in the Tribal Trades Discord about having 2 portfolios, one for more of the medium daily time frame trades and one more of a longer one based on the weekly time frame trades. Because sometimes what happens is you might say, oh, I'm going to sell here based on here on the daily time frame trades. And what if this only goes down 2,000, that's it, and then takes off from here while you're sleeping? Some news could come out while you're sleeping, and then this turns back up and off we go. And we see a situation like this where we go up from 80,000 all the way up to 100 and up to around 100,000 there. So you have to be very, very careful. So the idea would be that you get in the trade here and you would have gotten the trade about 93,000, and then on your daily time frame portfolio, you would exit at 102 and you would exit the whole portfolio. But on your weekly time frame portfolio, you would continue to hold just in case this ends up being a little bit of a false signal, a fake out, and then suddenly we turn back to the upside, and you don't want to miss out on those gains, because on the weekly time frame it is still very bullish. And this is why I think it's important to have 2 separate portfolios. So that's why I exited for my daily time frame portfolio, but I'm still holding my weekly time frame portfolio, because the last thing I want to do is be sleeping and all of a sudden the market takes off and I get left behind and I have no exposure in the market. But you can see here, let me give an example for Tau. Tau was a trade that I gave in the Discord, and of course I love this trade from Dale here. Made money on this trade, 64%, shorting it from 424 down to 415, playing my levels that I give in the Discord there. Absolutely fantastic trade. And I love that because we teach people in the Tribal Trades Discord how to make money on the way down when the market corrects, as well as on the way up and when the market goes sideways at the click of a button. So you can always be making money no matter where the market or what the market is doing. So important. Okay. And if you go over here to my Crypto Plays channel, and of course the new Trading Signals channel has been absolutely fantastic. Every single one of those signals has played out, both the buy signals and the sell signals, using some crypto signals, both stocks and crypto signals in the Trading Signals channel. I've got a Stocks Plays channel and Crypto Plays. But look here in the Crypto Plays channel, as you can see, and we just played this level to level. So the price was at about 439, around about that. And how we played this is, first of all, if price continues to go up, you can obviously take a long trade or buy up to 456, take profit. Or if you want to be patient, you can wait till 456 to be broken and then go from 456 to 468 and take profit at 468. But also if it comes up to 456 and as resistance, you can actually take your profit there or open up a short and ride it back to 439. Well, what ended up happening is Tau came down to 433, lost 433, And that's when some of the tribal trades crew like Dale was able to short it down to 411, although he got out a little bit early at 415. Okay. And so that's how that worked. Now, if this level had held at 433, then you could have opened up a long, riding it back to 439. And you might say, hey, what happens if you go below these levels or above these levels? I'm so glad you asked. We have the tribal trades cheat sheet where I show all of the additional levels, both above and below. And you can see also within the Tribal Trades Discord, we have live trading and educational sessions. We did one. We did a live trading session on Tuesday, and we did a great trading and educational session on Thursday. And this will be one of the most important videos that I have put out to the Tribal Trades community, sharing my strategy till the end of the bull run and my new improved stock market strategy there as well. And we have one today, so come join me in the live session today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be absolutely fantastic, okay? So let's go over to the Chow chart as we finished off here. So people ask me, okay, when am I looking to buy? So Tau has been a real hot coin. It's been likened as possibly the next Bitcoin, 21 million only, just like Bitcoin. It's mined like Bitcoin. It's AI. I've done multiple videos on it. I'm not going to break it down here. But so people might say, okay, so where can we go with Tau? Well, first of all, the daily time frame. So look, if you'd sold when the daily time frame turned over here, Tau was up here at around making its local high here, up at around 400 and what was that price? Around $489. That was the sell signal to get out. So selling the daily time frame bag there would have been very powerful, because now it's down at 414 and come down to this 411 level, which I clearly identified in the crypto plays. You can see how accurate these levels that I give are. And so where would I be looking to buy? Well, there are plenty of levels below. There's one here at 403, another one down here at 392, and here. Well, what I'll be carefully looking at, as you can see on the daily, on the MACD, we've printed now 2 daily red bars. We've still got downside on the momentum, and the RSI is going to the downside. However, on the weekly time frame, we are quite bullish still. In fact, it's printed 3 green candles on the weekly, and you can see, even though we've come up here, you know that we can spend a fair amount of time up here and price can go very parabolic. And so this is where in the Tribal Trades Discord, we give these signals to sell at these moments on the daily time frame. Now, we didn't sell the weekly. And the reason for this, I'm going to show you this, because imagine if you had taken the sell signal here on the daily time frame back on around the 16th of April, but then what happened with price? It went all the way up from 233, and that's actually where I gave the buy signal in the Discord, and then shot up all the way up to 489. So sometimes they can give a bit of a false signal. So imagine here that you got in the trade here at around about the low 170s, 180s here, when the signal came to buy here, and then you took profit on your medium-term portfolio as it closed under here at about 240. That's a great trade there. But on the weekly time frame, of course, you still have your portfolio open. And so that's why I don't sell the whole lot, because people say, well, if you knew it was going down, why didn't you sell all of it the weekly time frame as well? Because sometimes you get those fake outs, and the last thing you want to do is having sold your daily and your weekly portfolios, and then price takes off and you're left behind with no exposure. At least in this way, if you've taken profit here and made a good trade on your daily portfolio, then you're not missing this explosive move to the upside, because you still have your weekly portfolio that is there. What am I going to be looking at? This is now oversold. But look here, if you had bought here as soon as it went there, the price was 229. But actually, if you'd waited until there had been a confirmed uptrend in momentum here, you would have actually ended up buying better at 161. And then those people who bought as soon as it pierced through the line, you would have 235 down to 161. That's like a $70 difference. And that's why I'm very patient to wait for it to move back up over before I look at entering in any trade. So when you ask me, where am I looking for Tau? There are plenty of areas down here that I could be looking at, but ultimately I'm going to look and wait and see. And once this indicator turns bullish, to the upside. Right now, it's still pointing down. I am going to be waiting because I don't want to buy a dip that keeps dipping there. All right. So that's how I am playing this bull run. This is how I'm playing this strategy. If you want to come and trade with me and learn these strategies, you can come and join the Tribal Trades Discord, one Discord to rule them all. And I'd love to see you in there. And of course, how you access is in the description of this video. You might need to pop up the more button for that to pop out. There will be a top link there for the Tribal Trades Discord. You click on that link, you'll join a waiting list, and then I will be able to give you access to the Tribal Trades Discord. We share education, insights, resources, trade setups, the buy and sell trading signals channel, crypto plays, stock plays. We have the leverage lounge, aka the party zone. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or more advanced level, this is a Discord where you can thrive and grow. A whole bunch more, of course, entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And that's all we have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.